#1 in the Ozarks. This is KY3 News at 6.
Answers lead to more questions.
It is unusual to get cause of death this late.
Now the death certificate is finalized in the murder of an Ozarks teenager, but her mother says it's not enough.
You know, it's just a bunch of baloney. I just want a straight out answer from somebody.
Susan Sutton had been waiting for the death certificate for more than a year to find out how her daughter Becky died.
Sutton's body was found in the Mark Twain National Forest. Tonight, her mother has a death certificate with a probable cause of death and another mystery.
KY3's Kara Connolly has been following this case for more than 2 years now. Kara, you have some exclusive information tonight.
I do. Lisa, Tony, it was a big surprise when Susan got the death certificate. Becky Sutton's death certificate says cause of death, probable asphyxiation due to strangulation.
I mean, nobody's called me and told me this is what was going to be on the death certificate or anything.
Becky's mom, Susan, cried the entire way home after picking up her daughter's death certificate in Forsyth.
He totally shocked me. It's not nothing I was expecting.
The last 2 years, Susan's life has been filled with terrible surprises. First, in March 2003, her daughter vanishes from her Hollister apartment, leaving her 2-year-old son, Cole, home alone. 19-year-old Becky's body was found nearly a year later, hidden by a pile of rocks deep within the Mark Twain National Forest. Susan buried her daughter several weeks later, still not knowing how she died or who was responsible. Missouri's Crime Victims Compensation Fund helps pay funeral costs for cases like Becky's, but they require a death certificate before they can give out the money.
I wanted it, but I didn't want it. I knew I had to get it because, you know, I'm so far in debt, it's unreal. And knowing I've got a funeral.
Getting those funeral costs paid for was a big concern for Taney County's new coroner, Randall Vest. I spoke with him this afternoon. He told me he wanted to help the family, so he filled out the death certificate despite never examining the remains for himself. I asked him what made him think Becky died of asphyxiation. He said, quote, "We don't have proof of that. It's just what I used." Vest said he knew her death was being considered a homicide, so he chose a cause of death that would fit. He said he chose strangulation because it fit with the, quote, hearsay in the area.
The remains were skeletal only.
Private investigator John Huey saw Becky's remains and says he was surprised someone could determine a cause of death.
There was nothing there that indicated to me that would be a probable cause of death.
In my conversation with the coroner this afternoon, he said if he had to do it all over again, he would leave the cause of death as unknown. But at the time, he thought he had to specify a cause in order for Susan to get her crime victims' compensation money.
Kara, you said that coroner did not look at Becky's body. Who did then?
Well, this coroner took over in January. So the old coroner, Coroner Roselle, was the one who looked at Becky's body. But he was unable to come up with a cause of death. That's why the death certificate had gone unsigned and uncompleted for so many months.
It's a hard thing for a mother to swallow, isn't it?
Let's do this appeal once again. We've done it many times. Anyone with information about the Becky Sutton case can call 800-436-3257. There's more information about her disappearance on the internet at findbecky.com.